As she delivered the decisive blow, her eyes locked onto mine across the gleaming mahogany conference table, her manicured fingers rhythmically tapping her fountain pen, like a judge delivering a final verdict. "Traditional translators are obsolete," she declared, her voice cold and unyielding, slicing to the tense silence that had settled over the room. "Even basic digital tools can replicate your expertise." A heavy stillness followed, thick enough to suffocate. The HR manager shifted uneasily in her seat. The legal advisor cleared his throat softly, but no one dared to respond. I met her gaze with a calm, measured smile, one tinged with quiet defiance. "Wishing you success at your next summit," I said softly, my tone steady and conclusive. Without another word, I straightened my suit jacket and walked out, leaving her to believe she had claimed victory. Little did she know, the true battle was only just beginning. Once, I adored her with a fierce, consuming passion. Myra, my confidant, my storm, the unstoppable force behind one of Europe's most dynamic tech ventures, was as sharp as a scalpel, as captivating as a tempest, and utterly relentless when the moment demanded. Together, we forged a dynasty. I, weaving linguistic mastery into every deal. She, sculpting strategic brilliance. I navigated our international alliances, shaping each cross-border contract with cultural finesse, speaking as her voice in 7 languages. Yet, despite all this, in her eyes, I was never enough. The change in her began 2 years ago, when our prosperity surged like a tidal wave, and the boardrooms bowed solely to her command. Her warmth faded. Her words grew cold and clipped. Her nights stretched longer and longer, each return home cloaked in the sterile aura of corporate power. Her excuses cut like shards of glass, but still I stayed. I translated. I supported. I bled quietly for her vision. Then, without warning, she cast me aside like an expendable tool. Her betrayal wasn't just personal. It was strategic. She had secretly commissioned the tech team to develop AI translation software, feeding it the fruits of my decade-long labor. Every linguistic subtlety, every cultural nuance, every diplomatic thread I had painstakingly woven. At first, I saw it as progress, a leap forward for the company's future. But it was a calculated assault. My lifetime of work distilled into cold code, my role erased. She no longer needed the man behind the words, only the algorithm, the truth sharpened into focus during preparations for a crucial deal with a prestigious Japanese consortium. For months, I coached Myra for this pivotal moment, a chance to propel the company onto the global stage. These executives were guardians of tradition, formal to bone, where a single misstep could unravel everything. Then, without warning, she struck, dismissing me the Friday before their arrival, scheduling the meeting for Monday without a translator. She thought she'd outmaneuvered me, but I had already set my pieces in motion. That weekend, I reached out to Mr. Tanaka, not as her partner or linguist, but as a man of principle. I revealed her actions, not to disparage her, but to warn him. He chuckled softly, a sound heavy with reflection. "We do not partner with those who disrespect tradition," he said. He didn't cancel the meeting. Such things were against their custom. Instead, he came prepared to deliver a lesson. Monday dawned sharp and unrelenting. Myra stood tall in her scarlet blazer, exuding the confidence of a victor. I lingered unseen at the far end of the hallway, a shadow of the empire I'd helped build. The Japanese delegation arrived. 5 composed, silent men, their translators standing off to the side, arms crossed, eyes alert. Myra greeted them with a practiced smile, her bow too hurried, too sharp, an early misstep. She launched her presentation, the AI translator buzzing quietly through their earpieces, delivering flat, soulless Japanese, stripped of spirit, devoid of cultural resonance. Mr. Tanaka's expression was a granite wall, impassive and impenetrable. When she proposed a toast, serving sake in Western tumblers, I saw the finality in his eyes. He rose, cleared his throat, and spoke in a measured, intricate dialect. The AI faltered, unable to comprehend the depth of his words, the very nuance I had taught Myra to navigate. She stiffened. "Where is your voice?" he asked, his tone calm yet cutting. "The voice we relied on." the one who grasped our essence. Her poise shattered. She faltered, searching desperately for an escape. He offered a single, precise bow and departed, his colleagues following. Within 20 minutes, a multi-million-dollar deal collapsed. From the sidelines, the board watched, their eyes sharp and unforgiving. That afternoon, I entered her office, not with gloating, but with resolve. She sat motionless, staring out the window, her scarlet blazer now a fractured mask. "They pulled out," she said quietly, not turning to face me. "You sabotaged me." "No," I replied softly. "You did that the moment you discarded what I brought to the table." Her eyes met mine. Fury flared briefly before dimming into resignation. "You engineered this," I said, stepping closer. "Since the night I saw you feed my work into that AI system. Since I understood you valued cold code over human character." She had no words left. What could she say? Translation isn't merely about words, Myra. It's about meaning. It's about voice. It's about soul.